we are in the studios today with Greg Rice with Nexus Property Management, and Greg's talking about the old school way of property management versus the new school way of property management.
Yep, absolutely. It's very important to discuss changes in any business, and Emilio, your business has changed drastically over the last 5 to 10 years.
Daily. It's
just the way that you advertise or the way you contact people, that has changed dramatically. The players in the game.
Technology.
All those things. So I wanted to talk about property management, and it's kind of a lone wolf of the real estate industry. A lot of people don't think there's much to talk about, that it's kind of a peanut butter and jelly type business.
Not at all.
But I am in it, and I can see quite the contrary. So I learn best from stories. I don't know about you, so I want to tell you a quick story. I was in Roma Gourmet on Federal Hill, Chef Dominic, great restaurant. Nick and I were there having dinner, and there was an older group of gentlemen sitting next to us, and we got to talking, and they said, "What do you guys do for work?" And we told them, "Well, we manage rental property for folks." And one of them kind of laughed, What do you mean? He's like, "I got property. I collect the rents in person. They call me if there's a problem, and I put a for rent sign.
Yeah.
What's there to it, kid?"
I love it, yeah.
And I said, "Well, everybody's got their own way and their own opinion. And your way is fine, but there's better ways to do it, okay?"
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to take that example and run with it. And the first topic that he brought up was he's going to collect rent in person.
Yep.
Okay? We don't do that. And there's for good reason. Why would you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Just look at the computer.
Mm-hmm.
It does wonders, okay? Tenants should be paying you online. Even if you're the oldest old school person in the world, you have a computer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so set up a PayPal. Okay, set up some type of transfer where the tenant can go and deposit it. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't be physically going to collect rent, because then you lose all of the leverage. You are now eating out of the hand of the tenant.
Can you explain that a little bit?
Sure. So you get out of work at 5:30, okay? You drive over to Providence, wherever your rental is, Pawtucket, Woonsocket, just that right there.
Mm-hmm.
Half hour of your time. Okay, you're not with your family. You might be late for practice for your kids, something like that.
Yeah.
And the tenant says, I only have half of it. What are you going to do? Are you going to take it or are you going to leave it? You're going to take it because you just drove. It's an hour. You already spent your time, your gas. And as soon as that happens, you're teaching the tenant that it's okay not to pay in full.
Mm-hmm.
You're teaching them that it's okay not to follow the rules. And you become subservient. You no longer control that relationship. The tenant is in charge. So if they say jump, you're standing there like, "How high, Mrs. Tenant?
Mm-hmm.
What do I do? Anything for you. I just want your money."
I've seen it.
Okay, I'm sure you've seen it. The next thing is, say you're driving home and you lose that money. It's cash.
Mm-hmm.
Cash is terrible. Or the tenant says, "What do you mean? Last month I paid you in full." What are you going to do? Exactly.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
There's no way to combat it. So there's just so many downsides. And it's so easy to just set up an online thing.
Absolutely.
And, Nexus, we have 600 tenants paying us online.
That's awesome.
It's great. We don't lose any money.
Super easy.
And it's right in the owner's bank.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a record of it. The tenant knows we're in charge, and then the owner gets it.
It's great for bookkeeping, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gets it right there. The next thing this cat is doing is he's posting the phone number for himself, his direct line, out to all of his tenants. So if they have a problem, they call him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's tough because every single day that I've been in this business, there's been hundreds of issues that I've had to take care of. Small ones, big ones, medium ones, but every day there's something going on.
Sure.
So if the tenants have your phone number, you're never going to get anything done. Okay? No. Your personal life, your work life, it's all going to be bogged down and intertwingled with all these other things. It's too much.
Well, it's running you. It's not a business. It's a job.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So There's easy ways around that. Even if you don't hire a property manager, you could give them just an email. Okay, make a separate Gmail that's, billiesrentals@gmail.com, and all the tenants contact you in one location. Or you can hire an answering service. Okay, it's a phone company that answers the phone for you. You tell them what your script is, and then they text you a blurb of what's going on. So that way you don't get on the phone for 20 minutes to talk about trash barrels that are overfilled. You just get a text, and in 2 seconds, boom, you know what's going on.
Yeah.
So we get hundreds of those a day. We use an answering service, and without it, we'd be dead in the water.
Oh, yeah. It makes total sense. You're not productive doing that stuff when somebody else can do it.
Right. And if your property manager that you have is picking up their phone when you call the office, then you know that they're not spending their time wisely.
Oh, yeah.
You shouldn't be able to directly reach your property manager calling the office line. That's a poor sign in my experience. You should be receiving a receptionist of some kind. You shouldn't get the owner or the general manager or the leasing director. These people should be doing bigger and better tasks. So just the point I wanted to make. And we'll wrap this up with my favorite one for rent signs. Okay? In sales, you need a sales sign. You need a sign that says this house is for sale, because that will work. Okay, it shows the location, the school district is known, the house is usually a single family. But in the rental business, a for rent sign is like one of the worst things you can do.
Why is that?
Number one thing is you're going to generate tons and tons of interest. I don't want interest. I want to rent the damn thing.
Yeah.
Okay? So you are going to get hundreds of calls.
Absolutely. There's so many renters out there.
They don't know the price. They don't know the pet policy. They don't know the parking situation. They don't know the laundry. They don't know what it looks like. There's no video. There's no pictures. Blah, blah, blah. All you're saying is, hey, I got a thing. You want it?
Yep.
And then you're just wasting your time. Oh, yeah, it's got a double parlor. Blah, blah, blah. Get rid of it. Go online. Post it. Pictures, maybe a video if you're that sophisticated. It'll help you tremendously. And not only that, Emilio, every time you post a for rent sign, it's a welcome mat for burglars.
Oh, that's true. Vacant. You're basically saying it's vacant.
It's vacant. Somebody drives by at night. All the lights are off. 1 + 1.
Yeah.
So just, I didn't get this in depth with the gentleman at Roma Gourmet, but you could see my point that
maybe he's listening.
Hopefully he is. But it's not wrong the way he's doing it, but it's just not the most efficient, and it's not his time spent wisely.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that.